Welcome back to Fantasy Football by Committee, powered by Flurry Sports. It can be tough to win a fantasy league on your own, but at FFBC, we will work together to bring home the hardware. Hosted by Zach Bruner and the rest of the Flurry Sports crew, we will give top-level analysis, answer your questions, and, well, go off on other tangents.
That was after I tried to get ChatGPT to admit that 9/11 was an inside job, but it stood firm. It gave quite a few solid points that it was true.
Welcome to Fantasy Football by Committee. The show starts in 3, 2, 1.
The other wide receiver, Hunter, mentioned in our best fantasy football waiver wire pickups article on flurrysports.org, is a wide receiver I've talked about a ton. Obviously, Packer insider and host of the Lombardi Suite podcast. So I know a lot about Romeo Doubs. I've talked in nauseum about Romeo Doubs. I wrote a further explanation article about why Romeo Doubs is a fantasy pickup this week. So go check that out. He is owned in like 40% of sleeper leagues, only around 19% of ESPN leagues. Now, prior to everything happening, and I'm talking injuries, I'm talking training camp, I'm talking preseason. Prior to any of that, I was saying Romeo Doubs has a very good chemistry with Jordan Love, probably the best out of the wide receivers. I think he's the most skilled wide receiver on the roster, and I think he could finish as wide receiver 1. Then all the injuries happen. Well, actually, then preseason games happen. Christian Watson does absolutely nothing. He looks non-existent. Then injuries happen. Both him and Watson go down with hamstring injuries. Romeo Doubs battling through the hamstring injury. Christian Watson not playing at all, which, again, further development of the chemistry between Love and Romeo Doubs as well. So Doubs only played about half of the snaps Sunday now. He played 2/3 of the passing down snaps. He didn't have amazing stats by any means. He finished as wide receiver 13 because he caught 2 touchdowns. I don't believe in Jordan Love's arm. I don't believe in the Packers offense as a whole. However, I think Doubs is clearly the wide receiver 1 to own in Green Bay, in my personal opinion, from everything I know about the two players. So, again, he is that wide receiver 3 or 4 with upside. And the only thing holding him back, minus the hamstring injury, which he's fighting through, he'll see more snaps as he gets healthier. Like, it's all tied to Jordan Love. If Jordan Love looks fine, if he plays fine, then I think Doubs is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to be a red zone monster, as we saw, even with an injured hamstring. So if you're looking for a wide receiver, if you're in a 3 wide receiver league and you're really struggling with that 3rd spot, I don't think Romeo Doubs is a fluke. In fact, I think he underperformed against the Bears. So, and because he played half the snaps. So I like him a lot. Cheeto wants to know, should I trade Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins for James Conner? That one I wouldn't do. 6-man league. Holy shit. So there's a lot of people available. No, I would not do that. I like James Conner to start the year. We've talked about this a lot. He feels like a sell high candidate for the Cardinals because I think the Cardinals are going to run him into the ground. He has showcased the ability to not stay healthy throughout his career. I think he's going to get the ball a ton over the first month and a half or so, and then I think he's going to break down. So, yeah. So I wouldn't be trading for him. And I think you could probably get more. I can only assume, value is only tied to perception, right? The value of a player is what people perceive them to be. It's where they drafted them. It's where they think they could go. With the Zach Wilson injury, in my opinion, I'm just thinking out loud here. I have nothing to judge this on based on how I would judge it, I suppose. I feel like Dalvin Cook's value went up. Wouldn't the Jets use a ton of running backs going forward, running the ball and giving Zach Wilson very easy outlets to get the ball out, especially if that offensive line is an issue? So I feel like Dalvin Cook's value goes up. And DeAndre Hopkins, Like, I loved him going into the season. I love him even more after week 1. I think he's a massive part of the offense, and I think he looks great, personally. Ryan Tannehill obviously played like doo-doo. So getting better quarterback play, and that is only with Ryan Tannehill. Hopefully they don't switch to Malik Willis. I think Willis is fine, but, the stock of DeAndre Hopkins would go down. But yeah, right now, that trade would be trading for 2 players who I like going forward versus a player who I don't think he has a very long shelf life. And it's a 6-man league. What's your running backs right now?